All right, welcome back, everybody. So I covered the Harvey Library Board, Public Library Board meeting earlier tonight. And so I just wanted to give a quick recap of that. We almost had a physical altercation. We did not, but it was really close. So let me pull that up. Hey, Jabbar. Okay, cool. That's probably decent, but wait, let me see. What other kind of layouts do I have? I don't like that one. That, nah. Nah. Oh, okay, I think that's what I started with, right? I always do this, going through the different layouts. That's okay, but I'm so small at the bottom. I could make myself like just a little bit better, or a little bit bigger. I don't like that one either. Okay, I'll just go back to this one, I guess. Is it the one I usually use? I guess. Okay. Yeah, so welcome back. Hey, Jabbar. I saw in one of Jed's recent videos, he was giving you a hard time. I don't know what was up with that. That was weird. How is Keith and Tamika Price? Last time I checked, they were talking to the officer. Yeah, so we waited for the Harvey police to come, and I think Keith showed them his video of the almost altercation. So no, stay down. No, puppy. The dog wants to get on the couch, of course, and I'm like, no, don't even think about it. No. Oh, you want to get on the chair? Wait, hold on. Let me take the stuff off the chair. I think he wants to sit on this chair. But yeah, so they talked to the police, and then everybody, went home. So at least that was chill. You want to get up there? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go sit down. What? You go ahead. Go sit down. He's my forever toddler. I feel like he always wants attention. He's cute. He was a stray from Harvey. I always say I took him in because you don't ever need to buy a dog. Go adopt from a shelter or something. So many dogs out there that don't have a home. Don't buy, adopt. All right. So they started a little bit late. So if you're new to Harvey Library Board meeting, so this is Trustee Chappelle Hooks. We have Tamika Price, Angela Taylor, Tom Condon is the lawyer. The president is Anthony McCaskill. This is his daughter, and I think she's the secretary. Amari McCaskill, and treasurer. President McCaskill. Oh, okay. Am I back? I'm back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I do have a actual line connection. Let me try that. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. Oh, and you know what? Then my dog will be thrilled because then he can sit next to me on the bed. I'm gonna try that just to see if that will help the connection. Because otherwise, this app just seems to eat up my computer or internet or both or whatever. But okay, let me try. We're gonna try this. Why do I look so small? Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're going to try this again. Now you guys can see you back. He's super excited. I said he's my forever toddler. He always loves to, he's got in the action. He wants to know what's going on every moment. I also have a dog like that. Okay, so now I'm going to try connect. Let's see, I'll even turn my Wi-Fi off. Okay, so we're going to see. I hope that this improves the speed and everything. Let's try it out. Otherwise, if it's just my computer, then I don't know. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. So anyway, yeah. I don't know when I cut out before, but so they just started taking roll, and the secretary did not mention Trustee Tamika Price, so she spoke up and said, like, I'm here. So you notice right away they're ignoring her. The last meeting that I covered, the board voted to remove her, but then as I was told by Trustees Price and Hooks, when they went to court, the judge said that the board cannot remove Trustee Price. So not only did they proceed with the meeting, assuming Trustee Price was no longer a library board trustee, even though she was elected, but then you'll see they actually proceed to swear in a new trustee to take her place. So never seen this in all my covering of politics, or even hearing of politics. I've never seen this before.
We had an email sent from Ms. Morgan to participate via audio.
I'd like to make a motion to allow Trustee Shawn Morgan to participate remotely. Second.
There is no first and there is no second. For the record, Tamika Price is.
So Ms. Price makes a motion to allow, again, how many times have they done this? To allow Trustee Morgan to participate. I believe I was told, she has illness or, health issues or whatever. And it's fairly routine, if it's legit and everything. It's not just, someone's always on vacation or something in another country, that you know, a lot of boards will allow people to participate either via video or, you know, audio or something. So usually in the past, the board will deny Trustee Morgan the ability to participate remotely, which she still is an elected rep. So I don't think that's doesn't sound legal to me. But in this case, they just, McCaskill, the president, just totally ignores Trustee Price, and then watch, he says that she's trespassing.
Is trespassing. So we have a motion or not?
I'm sorry, Attorney Chief, Price is trespassing, I'm not a trustee.
Your seat was never declared.
No. It's Tamika Price, a trustee.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
The seat was declared vacant.
How-
No motion, no second.
How did declare that?
So the lawyer, Tom Condon, said, for whom I submitted a complaint to the ARDC, who is supposed to regulate lawyers, wasn't impressed with their response so far. But, and he said, oh, well, your seat was vacated. Again, we still are waiting to hear on the legality of that. I don't know if that was done legally at all.
No, am I a trustee? Yeah.
There was no motion, no second.
There was a motion.
Moving on. Business approval of the September 11, 2025 regular board meeting minutes. I need a motion.
Motion to approve minutes.
Need a second. Roll call.
President McCaskill?
Yes.
Vice President Taylor?
Yes.
Secretary McCaskill, yes. Treasurer Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hooks?
No.
Let's go.
Trustee Morgan?
We're not number three. That didn't have a meeting. Let's go. They will not have a quorum.
Oh,
Okay, and then you couldn't see him off camera, but then Keith Price was saying, you know, let's just go. You don't have a quorum. And so he and Chappelle Hooks were kind of getting into it. I didn't hear exactly everything they were saying, but they ended no, they didn't end up leaving.
No.
Trustee Morgan? Not here. Pass.
Okay, going to letter C, under new business. There was one person who turned in a letter of intent for,
So they had voted to approve, I think, meeting minutes. And then item C was appointing a trustee to take Trustee Price's position. So this is what McCaskill was talking about.
the declared vacancy spot, and that person's name was Merci Hodges.
So they said that the person that applied for the vacancy was Merci Hodges. Okay.
What was the plan? Need a motion to swear in new trustee, to appoint, I'm sorry, motion to appoint new trustee, Hodges.
Ms. Hodges?
Need a second?
I second.
Roll call?
President McCaskill?
Yes.
Vice President Taylor?
Yes.
Secretary McCaskill, yes. Treasurer Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hooks?
No.
Trustee Morgan? Not here. Pass.
Ms. Hodges, you stand up, come towards the front, please, so we just want you.
So the only no vote was Chappelle Hooks, and then of course they ignored Trustee Price again.
So this is just against what the judge said.
M.E.
The attorney don't care what the judge said, huh?
Hodges,
I, Merci Hodges.
Y'all see this
Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And that I will faithfully do the office. According to the
you can actually just take that chair in.
Okay.
Going to, number 4, treasury report as of October 2025, treasurer.
So they swear her in, and like I said, I'm still confused because as far as I was told, Judge said they can't do that, but they did it anyway. So
Account ending in 5775, you got $1,373,073, 097.15. Account 0863, $7,914.70.
okay, and then the treasurer goes on with the usual, which I've complained about several times, where they're just reading off numbers. There's nothing posted online, no receipts, no bank statements, nothing that we can actually confirm. I mean, they could just be making up any numbers, you know. Hey, Harvey Public Library has an account, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you hear numbers like that without any clear documentation, honestly, it's just meaningless. So, oh, hello, Leroy Jenkins says, how does she apply? No idea. Where was it posted? I'm not aware that it was. In the previous meeting said the IT guy locked him out of the site. Yeah, his name is Sam. He was the previous IT guy, but he has denied that. And even if it was true where he was somehow involved before, they fired Sam. So yeah, that's not, you know, they it seemed like the board was blaming him, but I mean now Sam would definitely have nothing to do with it.
Account ended in 0011. Account ended in 3106.
Like, who cares? Don't read the numbers. It's meaningless.
Account ended in 553, $54 and 25,059, which gives us a total of $2,817.
Where's the receipts? Where are the receipts?
So, trustee Hodges, we're gonna go ahead and go over some of the stuff that's coming down. You don't have to vote, we're gonna call you, you can abstain. So you have your prior knowledge of this. So one, number 5, approval of the September and October 2025 bills list.
So now they want to vote on the bills.
Second.
President Castro.
Yes.
Okay, reverse. Y'all made deposits was made? Huh? Deposits was made?
Vice President Taylor.
Oh, so y'all not gonna answer?
So they're going to vote on the bills lists, and Chappelle Hooks is asking were the deposits made, and as you heard, they were not answering her as a trustee.
Did you pay your taxes?
Why is you worried about me paying my taxes? I'm still in that house though.
Secretary of
So what is you worried about my taxes?
So very inappropriately, the president, as he's done before, asks, have you paid your taxes? That has nothing to do with anything, and it's a distraction. So again, there are definitely some clear shell games going on here. We don't know where any of our money's going on the library board. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds just like the city and the parks. And yeah. Totals under the 3.2 mil they bragged about this time last year. Why is there no money coming in? Yeah, Leroy, we have no idea. That's the crazy thing. All these boards in Harvey are very similar. They'll often tell you figures, but you know, we don't see bank statements, we don't see receipts. Like, you know, you need proof. Otherwise, any figures you're just told verbally, it's useless. You know, I mean, they're meaningless. I could say, hey, you know, I deposited $1 million in my account today. You know, and that's what I declare. Like, okay, I could say any number, right? You'd want to see the proof. And especially when boards like these don't provide the proof, that means, you know, stuff's going on that's not supposed to.
Treasurer Johnson.
Yes. Because at the end of the day,
Yes.
she's not even on the bank account, so why is she making deposits? Like she been doing before she was even a trustee.
Pay them taxes.
Trustee
No.
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. So Chappelle Hook said, so if Felicia, I think Felicia Powell Johnson, if her name isn't on the bank account, how is she able to make the deposits and deal with the bank? And then no one else on the board, including the president, is answering that. That's a valid question.
I'm worried about my taxes. They will be paid. You worry about what the judge told me. That's what you worry about.
Is that a name?
You tell him,
And
Chappelle.
why y'all was making deposits and cashing checks and wasn't no meeting last month.
Is that a,
Because there was some illnesses.
That's why we just approved the October and September bills list. Trustee Hill.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Remember they canceled the last meeting because they said all of a sudden at the last minute that 3 people got COVID.
What you mean? But I'm looking right
We
here
just
at the
approved
checks that y'all
We
signed.
just approved the
That
bills list.
y'all signed. I'm looking at the checks.
that's the name?
Tell him,
Looking at
Chappelle.
the checks.
There's a motion, there's a second, there's a vote.
Oh, it passed.
Who we waiting on?
Trustee Lewis.
What you say?
Is it a yea or a nay for the approval of the September and October 2025?
No.
Motion passed.
Correspondence.
So of course, I don't blame her because they're not being transparent. Chappelle says no to, not approve the September and October bills. Leroy says, I believe that's why things like salaries were removed for that reason. So there are no eyes to oversee the president and who he chooses to pay. Yeah, exactly. There's no documentation, just like Mayor Kellogg, honestly. Mayor Clark. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I think all the boards, I can't think of one public board in Harvey that is run properly that I'm aware of, that follows all the best practices and is transparent.
Announcements.
The programs are going very well. We have a few outreach programs that wants to collaborate with the Harvey Library District. The living room, and plans are not forgetting programs with the SBA community workshops. The information are attached in the packet. Big League that we do, Academy has become bringing in homeschool children once a week to do different books. Information from Victor Bennett on a proposal to host a monthly financial literacy class at no cost to the library. It's attached also to the package. Harvey Public Library District had its first 5th district, Cook County 5th district chess tournament. It was a great success. Our own chess club member, Dr. Roy Smith, was the officiator of this event, and there were 4 prizes given. The HVAC system is completely installed and was tested before September 26th.
That was the big thing that I noticed. So she said the HVAC system was installed and tested. Remember, that was a huge thing over several meetings where Trustee Price was saying, like, well, what, did you get the proper bids? Like, why is it so much? This isn't proper paperwork. So nothing, they're not doing anything properly. We still don't know what happened with that.
Sally Stever has been contacted to clean the library carpet. The estimates are in the packet. It is recommended that we have the carpet cleaned. Ashton Miranda has joined the staff as of September 23rd, 2025. She will be a huge success she is a huge asset to the library and helping the children working in the breakfast area. This period, there was only one incident in the package. 11/13. The Library Illinois Business Agency completed their assessment on October 24th, 2025. We passed the assessment review. There was only one error, and it was and that was, President, we had strip to strip. So we had to disconnect the strips. The electric strips, we had to disconnect those, that was it.
Okay.
Harvey Park Public Library also visited the Rosa Park West Des Moines School District 147 Fall Festival event October 30th. That was held at the Rosa Park Schools. Books, candy, and were given to children. The welcome information was given to the adults and parents. We have a proposal in our packet for juice self-automated portable charger kiosk. It's in the packet as well. Please review the information. We had a visitor from the Illinois Attorney General Office, Mr. Skip Gosselin. He visited the library on November 10th with literature for patrons about the Attorney General's office and what the AG's office do. He wants to, have a speaking, information on, for the patrons of Harvey.
He should have investigated the board while he was there. Someone for the Attorney General's office.
You know, what the, Attorney General office does. Also, which is not in your packet, we just concluded the locks. The locks have been done. So all of the files is all working, all the key entries all working, everything is like it was prior to July 17th. So.
Thank you. Moving to number 8, board, I passed out some. The FY 26-27 tax levy. This is just review only. Everything looks almost exactly the same from last year. We did not go for any taxes. We did not go for 4.99. Everything's going to stay the same. We are doing well financially.
Yeah, we'd have to double check on that. He says they're not going up. You know, Clark said that he didn't go up on taxes, and they did. They did.
On December the 11th, 2025. So if you got any questions prior to that, let's just discuss them prior to that, so we come in and take care of business and keep it moving. Let's go to...
Yeah, for the tax levy, I don't trust him.
9, artist participation. Do we have any artist participation?
I don't like to speak.
Yes, sir.
Greatest good
So
people.
this is Harvey resident Chris Moore. He also runs Men and Women of Harvey Renaissance Facebook page, and he is a supporter of McCaskill's.
The City of Harvey, esteemed board members, I'm Chris Moore, 50-year resident here in the city of Harvey, Illinois. I'm just here to talk about today, good people of the city of Harvey.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Leroy. I didn't see your questions. Okay. All boards he is on don't report financial information, even at the start. You can look that up online. Right. Yeah. With McCaskill. Yeah. He is not transparent. Did she just say that Commissioner McCaskill used the library in her campaign, making it as a chess club tournament, masking it as a chess club tournament? Basically, yes. Yes. And Commissioner McCaskill has does this in a lot of places where she will, you know, she labels it as like hosting an event for the 5th district of Cook County, but yeah, it's basically like she's doing campaigning with that she should not be doing in a public place. Didn't he say you reallocated money for the tax levy before? What happened to that money? No idea. We need to see those receipts, that's for sure.
The entire city is looking at itself in the deficit is for a reason about taxes not being paid. And we have a board member here that's not, times have been hard, but these taxes haven't been paid in years. They haven't been that hard. Making decisions on the budget in the city of Harvey, on the library board, you fail to pay your property taxes, which the library taxes included, that seat needs to be vacated.
So you're trying to call on Chappelle Hooks and saying she's not paying her taxes, but we've been over this many times. Mayor Clark tries to do the same thing with her. And she said, you know, sometimes I pay it late, but I always pay it. It's none of their business anyway. They're just trying to make her look bad.
The seat needs to be vacated. The people of the city of Harvey speaking to this esteemed board.
Oh, yeah, that was big. He's saying, Chris Moore was saying that Trustee Hook's seat should be vacated. Like, well, what's the reason why? Doesn't sound like any valid reason he listed.
To look into this matter, nobody should be making decisions on a tax levy, a budget, old business, new business. On top of that, sending Tom's a nice guy, but he's not free. He going to court.
He's talking about the lawyer, Tom Condon, who does a horrible job. I complained about him.
Time and time again because she wants to take people to court and file lawsuits against the people of the city of Harvey.
And that's not correct. Chappelle is not filing lawsuits against the people. She's, I think she's involved in a lawsuit against the McCaskills and how they're mismanaging the board.
board meeting is going on, you sitting in a seat that should be vacated, you on the telephone. You not handling the people's business, you looking at Keith Price to give you a old political failure. We standing in a $21 million,
Hey, Chris.
$21 million, I got the floor. What?
30 seconds.
I got the floor. You stepping to me?
What I'm
Hey,
saying
don't
is,
ever
I'm
step
not a
to me.
failure,
Keith,
bro.
you a failure
I'm not a
and a
failure.
political
One
criminal.
of the
You a thief.
best that's done.
You a thief.
I ain't never
And
stolen
our
nothing.
grandkids got paid.
You bum.
Are paying 21. You ain't never had a job.
You're
Rapist.
crazy as hell.
You're a rapist.
rapist, man.
Oh, called him a rapist. Oh boy. So yeah, that yeah. He's saying what McCaskill just said. Sounds like they sent him. Very good, Leroy. Yes, I was gonna say. Really, that seems like this whole thing was staged. Because I'm sure the McCaskills realized that, Chris could try to rile up Chappelle and Keith. Maybe try to get Keith to fight so they could distract from all the money they're stealing. And thank goodness it didn't erupt into a physical fight, but it was very close. So not only he's a plan for the McCaskills, but he also with Clark as well, isn't that true? I don't know. I'm not sure where he stands on Clark. He's best. Chris Moore's gone back and forth with that. So I never know what Chris Moore's. I don't know exactly what he wants.
Now I'm a rapist.
I have been interrupted. I'd like the board to give me an extra minute. And if this is
Now I'm a
interruption,
rapist.
I have not. I've heard people accuse, Keith of stealing or misappropriating money. I've never heard anyone accuse him of being a rapist, though. That's a first.
again, I'd like him removed.
Nobody. An old murderer.
Guess what? Guess what? What are you, an old criminal?
Now, Keith said old murderer. I do. There is some sort of charge that Chris has. Was it for murder? I don't know. I forgot. But anyway, I know. Yeah, he does. He does have some serious charges on his record. So I think that may be true.
A political thief.
I don't have a background.
We standing in a building that costs $21 million.
You got a background.
You a thief.
Okay.
And
You gonna be sued.
good. Sue. Sue me, thief.
Stuff he like.
What are you talking about?
You.
Y'all thought
I
he was
want
gonna
to
send
see
me off.
vacated. The people in the city of Harvey is speaking to the esteemed board that does pay their taxes. If these taxes are not paid by the
And I
next
had
meeting,
that house for 52
I want
years.
that, no, your
sold
daddy
it.
house that you stole from
Ain't
your brother.
nobody stole nothing. That house
But
was
your
never
daddy house that you
so
stole from your
that.
brother.
So that.
Oh, and I just noticed that Amari McCaskill. Remember, there's Anthony McCaskill. Amari McCaskill's the daughter. Keisha McCaskill, the wife, also works for the library board. They also all are involved, plus their son Aaron McCaskill at the Park District, and then Keisha is also Cook County Commissioner. So this family gives new meaning to the term nepotism. They're everywhere. They want to just get all that public money and stuff for themselves. It's really bad.
Talk about the house you stole from your brother. That's what you do.
Nah, we'll hold court in the street, boy. Step to me again. Don't ever step. Boy.
Do it. Just do
Okay.
it. Do it. Do it. I want you to do it.
Thank you.
Now you just
Play
straight.
with me.
You need to be locked up.
Good.
You saw it. You saw it.
Is that it for audience participation?
And the chair is advocating, just let it ride.
No.
So, valid criticism there, right? In the past, even for just small things, the chair, Anthony McCaskill, has threatened to throw people out, especially Keith Price. So the fact that he lets this whole circus go on tells you it was probably planned as a distraction, right? Pretty bad. What did you say? Leroy says, look at the daughter in the background when he is talking to Keith. The daughter's cheering him on, clapping. Yes. And I'm glad I didn't catch that when I was filming, but rewatching it again, I'm like, what? I mean, that's totally inappropriate. Like, why would you applaud someone who's, almost going to fight someone? Also, you can see how McCaskill isn't interrupting him at all. Exactly, Leroy. Yep. Okay, you know what this dude, Chris Morris, like Michael Smith, oh, I don't know, but he's definitely it seems like brought in by the McCaskill. She starts clapping and Chris talks about Chappelle. Yes, I noticed that. Yeah, that I didn't notice that before. I'm like, oh, this looks so bad from the McCaskills.
Not you, the chair. He softly hit his gavel, like, oh, please stop. Stop doing like they asked you to come here to do. You're a clown. You're a clown. Shut up.
Are we going?
You go, no,
Okay, so,
motion to adjourn.
No, I had artists.
Well, I have a question too.
We asked was anybody else.
And people was trying to say that, and y'all stay talking.
Motion on the floor.
Trying to adjourn, no, it's audience participation.
So he didn't want to let me ask my question or my comment. You know, like I said, they're always trying to play these games and rush through and just, I mean, how can you not think that they're stealing money when they act like this? This is not how you take care of the public business.
You got you, Mr. Thank you.
No, so I just was wondering, to my understanding, there was a court ruling where the judge said that the board could not remove Trustee Price, so I just wanted to get clarity on that, so that's why I was
I
confused.
didn't get no notification of that.
That's because you were in court.
I didn't get no notification of that.
Okay.
You made it.
Oh, and Angela says, now, Angela usually doesn't say that much during the meetings, but she said she didn't get notification of it. But yeah, as far as I know, that is what the judge said. Wait, what else did I miss? Okay, sorry, let's see.
Because I'm worried, as a taxpayer, again, this is gonna open us up to
No, they didn't. You notice they didn't answer
More
that. They
lawsuits?
didn't say, other than Price and Hooks, the rest of the board, they didn't really respond to that. I did see President McCaskill kind of have an aside to the attorney Tom Condon, who's a horrible attorney, and is a huge waste of our money, but they never answer it.
if that's the case, and then that reflects poorly on our attorney that we're already paying for, and then all that money gets paid by us, the taxpayers, not by you guys. So,
I'm a taxpayer.
I'm a taxpayer too.
I'm a taxpayer.
right, so we're all gonna pay, if you're not obeying the court order, then we're all gonna have to potentially pay for that.
Okay, thank you.
So could you clarify that? That's my question.
So they're like, oh, we're taxpayers. But that's not what I'm talking about. I was talking about, I think if these boards are doing wrong and inevitably people sue, right? A lot of times these boards, they don't care because the attorneys get money, so the attorneys don't care. But also, they're not taking money from these people personally. I think you should be personally liable, to a certain extent, right? Give people the benefit of the doubt if it's truly something that wasn't done maliciously. But I think if it can be proved, that someone on the board was responsible, I think at least a portion of the damages should be paid from their personal funds.
What is the
There's
order?
nothing to clarify, sir. Now back and forth, you say what you have to say, there's no response.
All right, well, I also have, once you're done, I have.
Oh, that's all. I have the right to ask a question, but apparently there's no answer being given, so just more waste of our tax money. Thank you.
All right, so as,
Yeah, so they refused to say, but I had to ask it. So if this comes up in court, it's not going to look good for them.
Participation, I have a couple of things. First, I'm sure there won't be a response to this, but I'd love to know who's taking care of day-to-day operations as we've not paid our consultant, Dr. Keisha McCaskill, in maybe 3 or 4 months. So is she on leave? Did you guys approve? Did you
Good question, Ms. Price. So who's paying Keisha McCaskill and what's going on for the day-to-day operations, since according to the bills lists, I believe it says she hasn't been paid for a few months, but prior, Keisha McCaskill was also, in addition to the Cook County Commissioner job, being paid big bucks to be the executive director for the Harvey Park District, she was also doing work for the library board. So she's like, okay, what's going on with that?
fire her? She's still working, or does she just get to come back when she wants to? I don't know how that works at this point. The bill for Goldilocks was an estimate, so now that the work has been complete, if there can be an actual bill produced so that we know if it was $20,000 or if it was $2,000. The $66,000 that was paid was a payment or deposit for the work that I'm assuming was complete for all of the units. That was deposit, so there should have been another 66,000. I haven't seen it on the bills list. Did he
That's a lot of money to fix locks. $66,000. That building's not even that big. That's really suspicious.
volunteer and donate the rest of the service, his work? It was free, I don't know, where the other 66,000 goes, or when he will get paid.
Oops, I'm sorry, you guys. I fell behind on the comments here. Let's see. Now I'm being for real, right? What he just did was a total personal attack, verbal attack, of course. Right. Yeah, Chris Moore. I'm assuming you're talking about. It really seemed like he was, that was assault, trying to start a fight. So not good. Why is she even talking? She didn't say anything when Chris was talking. Oh yeah, Angela, you're saying? Yeah, I don't know. Usually she'll just kind of chime in. She doesn't say too much, but excuse me, she'll chime in randomly once in a while. I add Keith does have a criminal record. Yeah, I forget about Keith. He might. Yeah. I don't think it was murder. I don't think it's murder or anything. But anyway, Leroy says you can be held personally liable. They have to actually sign something that says that when they get on the board, but no one acknowledges it. Yeah. I wish I knew more cases where people actually were, but usually they don't care because they're like, if we screw everybody over, someone sues, the taxpayers got to pay anyway, and that's usually what happens most of the time. They reported that she got 2 payments before stopping payment for her. Like I was saying before, they can't steal as much as they want. Yes, that's why they're exactly. Thank you, Leroy. That's why they want hooks and price gone, right? They can't steal as much as they want until hooks and price are gone. To me, that seems like the clear strategy, which is super sad.
Also, the continuing concern about the deposits not being made from the library. There's been money on hand for about 6 months now because the treasurer is still not on the bank account and has not made deposits to the bank, and that's extremely unsafe to have.
Treasurer and Chappelle Hooks tried to say that. She said, the treasurer's not on the bank statements. So I didn't realize that, though. Trustee Price is saying that they're just not making the deposits. So they're holding all that cash somewhere?
Just money, cash being laying around and deposits not being made. So the treasurer's not fulfilling her duty. I don't know how she can do that and not be on the bank accounts.
Wow.
So she should also not be signing checks, which she is and has been. They're also on the bills list for.
That's a good point. Yep. If she's not on the account, she shouldn't be signing those checks.
30 seconds.
On the bills list, the security services, they were not on there for the month of October, only November. So were they paid in October without board approval? I think within the next 20 seconds, that's probably about all I have. But would love to know if Dr. Keisha McCaskill is still working for the district, or if she just has a voluntary leave, or she can just do as she wishes because she's Dr. Keisha McCaskill.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I just like to say something. I'm not a resident of Harvey, but I do have a business in here, in the city. And the way that this meeting was just conducted, with all of that, is a disgrace to the entire city. I understand people have the right to say what they want to
Right.
say.
It had to be a setup, too.
Allow that back and forth to go on, it's just not right, and it's unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
So, the police should have probably been called right away if you guys were gonna allow that kind of foolery to be in here. That's not taking care of the people's business to allow that, and it's very unsafe. We have got to do better in here. We've got to do better as a people. Disgracing one another for whatever personal business is going on, that should be done somewhere else. This is not the platform for it.
Need a motion to adjourn?
We already had a motion from President McCaskill and a
No, I'm
second.
gonna do
Okay, so I'll motion to adjourn. Second.
roll call.
President McCaskill,
Yes.
Vice President Taylor,
Yes.
Secretary McCaskill, yes. Treasurer Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Hooks,
What was the, thing?
to adjourn.
Yeah, I guess so.
This,
Y'all want to pass it?
Trustee Hodges.
yeah, this motion.
Trustee Price, yes.
It's a pass.
And they ignore her again. They ignore Price. It's got to be for the cash because they want to steal more money. Like, I've never seen that. I've never seen a board just vote to kick off someone of the board who was elected and then swear in someone else. Crazy. Leroy says, so long as loose cash is around, no one can tell where it goes. So anyone can take it if they wanted to. They could use that loose cash to pay Keisha without anyone knowing. Exactly, Leroy. That's why everything's got to be documented, and that's why that they're fighting Price and Hooks, right? Because they're just asking, where the money's going, which they should. We should know these are finite resources. So, absolutely. Yeah, so that was a waste and rude, but
It's over there. Get your shit right.
But all that stuff is stupid. But it's cool.
so they walk out.
It's cool. They act like people just supposed to.
And then I hung out a little bit because they called the police. So we were kind of waiting.
So if you're just call the police, I'm not sure.
We were waiting for the police to come. So we went inside. We were waiting for a while. They were kind of rude. They were trying to tell us we had to leave. It's like, well, why? You guys called the police. And we just want to wait inside where it's warm and decent. So we were waiting. And then eventually the police did come. So then we headed back outside.
Okay, so now we're outside the library, guys.
They would have dispersed. They would have everybody.
So there's Keith Price talking to the Harvey police. And then Tamika Price is joining them.
And then he told him, I'm waiting outside for you.
So then it appears that Keith is showing, the officer the video. So hopefully they did make a report. But I always say you cannot trust the police. You never know what they're going to do because they work for, ultimately the mayor or whatever. It's not just Harvey police. That's everywhere. You got to be very careful.
They were had something like that happen to it. And the person that was the disruptor, they wasn't going to.
Yeah, I can't quite recognize the officer. I guess I could have gotten his name, but that's the security guy. Goes over and says, "Hey." Yeah, and then that's about it. A few of us, we were just hanging around. I just wanted to make sure that they were safe. Yeah. And then we took off. So yeah, definitely seems like the McCaskills are trying to hide where the money is. What do you think? What do you guys think? That's what it looks like to me. There most likely is documentation up to the time the last IT person manager left, but that also could be why they are getting rid of the old people who know where to look. Right. Yes, that's what a few people said that too. That's probably why they fired Sam, because it sounds like Sam was actually trying to do his job, and that this lady, Chappelle said that the lady that gave the report today for the staff, that she had been fired previously because she didn't do a good job, and she's just a lackey for the McCaskills too. So it's a mess, basically. It is a mess. So no, I don't recommend voting for any of the McCaskills or any of their allies. It's not good. They may not be best buddies necessarily with Mayor Clark, but they're not doing anything, different than he's doing, right? It's just all about taking from people that already have had so much taken from them. We've had so much taken from us. So thank you guys for your interest. Thank you for joining. And I am going to work on, I know I need to get that petition online calling for Mayor Clark to resign and for a forensic audit for the city too. Has been on my list. It's just been so crazy. So, because the mayor's been AWOL as well. But yeah, any questions or comments about the library stuff? Otherwise, I'm going to head out. But thank you guys for joining. Thanks for joining the recap. And look at Pups he's out. But that's okay, because once I get up, he'll get up again. Wait, let's see. Look at so he's happy that I moved to my bed. Maybe it did. I think it did work a little bit better, that connecting with the hard lines. So maybe I'll try to do that again. So hey Beth, hey Miss Beth. All right, guys. Okay, you guys have a wonderful night. Bonne nuit. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk again soon. Au revoir.